to bring this awareness to each one of y'all, how this journey has been so far. So just for us to reflect and to bring this awareness to ourselves about the emotional bonding that we have with our children and with respect to the self-care that we are doing for ourselves. Also, what we would be talking today would be about triggers. We would be discussing about triggers, about conscious communication, and about how to build emotional intelligence. Hi Nupur, welcome to Conscious Being, Conscious Parenting.
Thank you for inviting me, Payal.
Thank you so much for being here. Before we begin, we will just sit in a comfortable position and we will just do a short meditation. So we'll just close our eyes. We will focus our attention on our breathing. Can you share about yourself and about your children, how old they are?
So I have two children. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son.
Okay. We'll be talking about triggers, we'll be talking about conscious communication and how to build emotional intelligence. And how this session is going to help us is that by the end of it, you would know how to take care of your own emotional well-being and to take care of your child's emotional well-being. When we were growing, Nupur, most of us were not brought up with this healthy, with this safe and with this powerful relationship with ourselves, with our feelings. Like how many of us were actually told that it's okay to feel what you're feeling, and how many of us were validated for our emotions and our emotions were not repressed. But since most of us did not have this kind of an opportunity where we had a powerful relationship with our feeling, most often what happens is when our children are having big feelings, it brings about a trigger in us. So in that case, how do we deal with situations? How do we take care of ourselves is very crucial. Before that, we have to understand what are triggers. So triggers is basically a reaction to your child's behavior. So the definition would be a voluntary or an involuntary negative response to the way your child acts, the way your child behaves. Now trigger is something that it can be automatic, it can be something out of proportion, and it can be something out of your childhood experience, something out of a trauma, out of your wounds, out of your pains. And what happens is when our child, say for example, is rude to another child, say for example doesn't share with another child, and we get triggered and we get angry about it, and then we feel that whatever we are doing is valid because that is the way we can correct our child. I'm sorry, but that is again continuing that unhealthy cycle of coping with situations. So we have been doing this from generations to generations, and we are continuing this unhealthy cycle by passing it on to our children. So it's important for us to understand how we can deal with this. Yes, we need to stop this, but we need to correct this from a space of not being triggered, from a different energy, by consciously communicating with our children from the space of connection. So that's the difference. Any experience that you had with your child or recently or in the past that brought about a trigger in you that you reacted to? So anything that you could share?
So, things that trigger me on a regular basis is when my children exceed the TV time or gadget time, because
Right.
that is again my belief that they should not watch that much of gadget. Again, I don't know, of course they are getting entertained, so they don't realize and they don't want to stop at the time that I have decided. I'm okay with them doing those things, but they have to be done within limits. So sometimes that's a struggle for me. Keep a balance of both, that limit also and not to upset them also.
Okay. And when it triggers you, explain a little bit more on how do you respond to them? What do you tell them? How do you feel in your body?
So, Payal, in this case, the discussion has taken place.
Right.
This is the time. So, even when the child starts the TV, at that moment only I say that from this point onwards, at this time we will be shutting it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just that they don't want to let go of it at
Right.
whatever time it is, even if it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30, whatever, how much ever seems to be less. And so for me, while I don't want to be a nagging mother, I have to still kind of police at that point.
Right.
To say that, okay, time is up, and then
Right.
mama, 2 more minutes, 5 more minutes, let the show get over, and all this goes on.
Right.
In spite of that clear communication in the beginning and the agreement from their side as well. It's not that it was a instruction.
Right.
It was a negotiation.
Right.
That this is what we agreed on and we will shut it. In that sense, is it natural to feel that the child is not listening?
So it's great that you're able to identify that trigger. That's the first step, that you first recognize that you're triggered. At another time, come back and reflect the reason you're getting triggered, because it is a pattern. So like you said very clearly that it's because they watch a lot of television. These could be different for different people. Like she said, it's gadgets for her. It could be children talking loudly, it could be children acting silly, it could be children not sharing, children jumping on the sofa. So very important for us to identify what is that trigger for us as parents. Then it's important to know that if the child is behaving in a certain manner, it's not to do with the child, it is to do with us. So that behavior of the child not listening to us because we've been constantly telling them to switch off TV is triggering us from our past experience. Somewhere we believe that nobody listens to us, or to go back and do that work for ourselves, that why am I feeling this way? So question yourself, why am I behaving in this manner? One. Second is, after your why, you have to know that what are my unmet needs. Third is that how can I communicate it to my children? Three very important steps. You have to go back and check with yourself that if this is something that's bothering you, that my children don't listen to me, don't listen to limits and boundaries, and that is bothering you. So where is that coming from? Do you feel that you were not listened to as a kid? Or do you feel that somewhere in your environment you didn't listen to somebody else? Or you have to see what works for you around this. And then what are your needs?